Abdi Ismail Samatar. He's a professor at Minnesota University and research fellow at the University of Pretoria. Good to have you with us. There are 500,000 people in Tigray's capital, Mekelle. What are the concerns for the civilian population, particularly given that Ethiopia's army has said it will show no mercy in its assault?
I think to begin with, this is the most thoughtless of all wars, or civil wars, if you like. I think two things need to be done. The Ethiopian government should show patience, because if the TPLF is using the population as a human shield, then the Ethiopian government should be mindful of the people rather than the TPLF. That's the first thing. The second thing is the TPLF's arrogance is the cause of this war, and the international community should come down on the TPLF to lay their guns, but to have a fair chance to compete in the political process in the country. If those two things are not done, we are looking at a catastrophe, not a crisis.
Well, both the US and the AU and the UN have urged Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed to engage in reconciliation or negotiation. He has said he doesn't want to do that. So what are the prospects of any kind of ceasefire right now?
I think the Prime Minister could have responded differently. Yes, he can claim that this is an internal problem, but the lives of the Tigray people are at stake here. And that's a significant proportion, 6 million or so people's lives are at stake. So not to negotiate with the TPLF because of its horrible arrogance, in my opinion, that has caused the war. But I think enough pressure should be brought to bear, both on the government to sort of not start fighting in Mekelle, where human shields are the population, and then secondly, to put enormous political and diplomatic pressure on the TPLF, because without the rest of the world, TPLF will have nowhere to go. Unless those two things are done, in my opinion, we are really looking at a calamity and a war that may linger for a long time and will dislocate the agenda that the Prime Minister has for a democratic Ethiopia.
And in your assessment, could that war also impact on the whole Horn of Africa region?
It's remotely possible, but I don't think so. I think Tigray is a relatively small area. The rest of Ethiopia seems to be sort of a quote-unquote at peace with itself, although there are sort of rumblings here and there between communities. I don't think it will be to the extent where that the whole region of the Horn of Africa will be at risk in my assessment.
Abdi Ismail Samatar, thank you very much indeed for joining us.